I'm Phyllis Averett, co-founder, board member, and volunteer at the Fayette Pregnancy Resource Center. We opened our doors in April of 1994, offering very few services, free pregnancy testing, and a very limited clothes closet. Over the years, our ministry has grown way beyond our wildest expectations. We are now offering services that reach the entire family and focus on children so that they may thrive as well as survive. Now you will hear from several moms who want to share their story about how the Pregnancy Center has impacted their lives. They are perfect examples of the broad impact we have on our community.
My name is Victoria, and in December of 2014, I was in the hospital, 23 weeks pregnant. I did not want to live anymore. I was in such despair. And the doctor even suggested that I have an abortion because I was injured. I could hardly walk. And I had wrestled with having an abortion prior to that. I had scheduled one and did not go, and I was still thinking about having an abortion. Also because my family did not want me to have my baby. They wanted me to have an abortion, and I had to make a decision to keep the child or do what my family wanted. My parents were going to disown me if I did not have an abortion, as they made very clear to me. Lucy Huff and Phyllis Averett, the founder of the Pregnancy Center, drove up to the hospital to visit me, and they sat with me for 5 hours and talked to me about God's love and His hope and the faith, and changed my life. And I decided that I could do this because I was not alone, and I rededicated my life to God, and I knew that it was going to be okay. And on paper, it didn't look like it was going to be okay, and my family did disown me, and I had no resources. But I knew that if I dedicated my life to God, that I was going to be okay. Since that day, on December 16, 2014, in the hospital, I had the peace that God was going to provide, and God provided, and He gave me support and resources through the Pregnancy Resource Center. We got clothes from the clothes closet. I made friendships. I was connected to people in the community. And Zach was born on April 2nd, 2015, healthy 10-pound, 5-ounce baby. And I just cannot imagine life without him. And I could not have done it without God's love and the help from the Pregnancy Center. So thank you.
My name is Danisha. I came to the Resource Center when I was about 31 weeks, and I came for help with my baby and to get infant items. The first time I came, I met with Miss Tia. We prayed together, and she reconnected me with Christ. After I came, it was like the stop sign that was right in front of me that was just like stop, or the brick wall I felt there spiritually, it was gone. It just lifted, and I felt like I had a path to go down, and I was going down that path, and I didn't know exactly what was there, but it felt way better than the path I was on before I came. Before Aiden came, the OB warned me that he might have complications, and that when I have him, they might be apparent or they might not. At first I was really stressed about it, but I kind of just gave it to God, and I didn't worry about it. When he did come, everything was way more serious than I anticipated. I felt stuck again. You know, I knew which way to turn, but I was just so trying to cope with it all, and I didn't know how to cope with that. And when I came here, I explained to you guys how weak I felt and how down I felt about everything, and you guys helped me through it by reminding me that God is still gonna be with me, and that He is gonna carry me through everything, and when I'm not strong, He is strong for me. After that meeting, every day I replayed those words in my head, and it helped me get through every day. And I realized I didn't have to deal with everything right then and there. I could just deal with it as the days come and not to worry, give my worries to God.
My name is Kasha Williams, and this program has been a blessing for me and my family in more than one way. During my 18-month program, I was able to become closer with God and also learned a lot of lessons in motherhood that I will take with me throughout my life. It not only allowed me to provide for my daughter, but it also allowed me to make long-lasting relationships with the people involved. I am so grateful for this opportunity that my mother presented to me while I was pregnant, and the people and the relationships that I made along the way. And I really hope that you guys get to continue and bless other people in so many ways. It's just more than giving people things. It's also connecting with them and making a difference in their life, whether it is the parent to you guys. You do make a wonderful difference.
My name is Trish Neal. I am the mother of Kasha and the grandmother of Kyla. I am also the mother of Anthony, who is Kyla's uncle and Kasha's brother. This is often what a counseling session looked like when we came. We generally came together and really enjoyed the family environment and the acceptance of our family when we came. The one thing that I wanted to say is that I don't think people realize how far-reaching these services are. It's not about getting diapers and even a crib or any of those things. It's about supporting an entire family, not just for that moment that you get these items, but for life. For us personally, because I do raise a child with a disability full-time and my husband is the only income earner, having the resources from the center to help us with Kasha took a lot of strain and possible financial stress off our family, which allowed us to support her in other ways. It allowed her to be able to go to school, all these things important for their lifelong goals, not just the goals of diapers in the moment. I would say the best thing about being here is that from the moment we walked into the door until the very last day of graduation, we were accepted wholeheartedly. We felt loved and encouraged, and we returned that love wholeheartedly, and we're so grateful to have found you guys.
My name is Geisha, and I came to the pregnancy center for an ultrasound when I was 16 weeks along. When I came in for the first time, I was not excited about this pregnancy. Me and my husband Jonathan had already 3 boys, and this was an unplanned pregnancy. The ultrasound allowed me to see my baby's heartbeat for the first time. A joy came over me. The nurse reassured me that God had a plan for me and that this pregnancy was a blessing. I had developed really good relationships with some of the ladies at the center. One day before my baby was born, my dad died, and the following week was a divine appointment. They provided spiritual and emotional support. A few months later, that's when I found out that my husband had committed adultery. We had been together for 12, 13 years, and so at this point in my life, I felt like I would never be able to trust him again, and that I really couldn't go on. Everyone around me, including my mother, except for the ladies at the resource center, told me that I should leave my husband and just move on. We were separated and headed for divorce. So at the resource center, they provided counseling for me and Jonathan through a chaplain, Horace Cutter. They also provided their own personal stories and emotional support. They were always there to hold my hand and pray for me and Jonathan through a time like this. Now we have 3 boys and we have 1 daughter, and we're raising them together in our home, so it's felt very well worth the wait. But I knew that God definitely did have a plan for me and still does have a plan for me and Jonathan.